So today's goal is to build the most accurate hunting arrow we can. We finally got the Exodus NIS 204 diameter arrows in, and we're gonna get them sighted in. But first, let's show you how we build it. It's time to build my hunting arrow for this fall. The new Exodus NIS has landed. So let's walk through the 12-step process that I use to build my hunting arrows and that we use here at Exodus to build you tailor-built hunting arrows. All right, so right off the rip, we're gonna start with a dozen arrows that are batched in weight. So this is a 300 spine arrow and they all weigh 310 grains. So right off the rip, we're starting with match weight shafts. Once we have the shaft selected, we're gonna square the front ends because when they come from the factory, they might not be perfectly square. And having a square front end is critical to getting concentric fit with your inserts. So we're gonna square the front ends. After we square the front ends, we are going to then chamfer the front ends with the chamfering tool that is going to put an angle on the end of the shaft because the inserts that we are building with have the opposite angle. And what that does is increases the structural integrity of that insert and shaft combination, eliminating mushrooming. A lot of the times when you hit something hard and your insert pushes back, it forces your arrow to mushroom. With this matched angle, that is eliminated. Once the shafts are done, we move to the components. Always gonna start with a dozen matched weight components. For the half-out system that we are using for the Exodus NIS builds, we have two different options. We have a black anodized aluminum in 18 grains, and we have a stainless steel in 50 grains. Whichever one we choose, we are going to make sure we have a dozen that weigh within 0.2 of a grain of each other. For my build, I'm going with the aluminum 18 grain. I'm also going to build some with the stainless to see how I like those. The magic sauce to the Exodus NIS is this carbon insert right here. It stiffens the front end of the shaft, increases the structural integrity, and reduces the duration of time that your arrow is flexing in the air, giving you more energy downrange where it matters most. The next step in the process is to marry the insert with the CTI. So what we'll do is we'll glue the half out into the 6-inch carbon tube and we'll set that up and then we'll spin it to make sure this spins true. Once these are set, we move to the next step, and that is inserting this into the shaft itself with a slow setting epoxy. The most critical part of that step is when we insert the epoxied CTI into the shaft. Once we are done, we will grab the end of the shaft and we will spin the insert, rotate it inside the shaft, making sure you're getting even glue coverage across the entire CTI to guarantee you have a concentric fit. We'll spin the shaft. If it doesn't spin true, we'll keep floating. Once we have the full front end of the shaft built, we will set them upright, making sure that the glue does not shift to one side for 24 hours. The next day we come back and we cut the arrow to length. Unless it's otherwise noted, we're gonna cut the arrows so the total arrow length from the end of the insert to the throat of the nock is a 1/2 inch shorter than your draw length. So for me, I have a 27-inch draw. When I go to cut my arrow, I'm gonna have the insert, the half out already in the front end of the shaft, and I'm gonna cut the carbon to 26 5/8. When I insert the nock, the total arrow length is 27 inches. After we cut the shaft, we then go to the squaring tool and we make sure the back end of the shaft is square as well. The next step in the build process is the most important step by far, and that is spine aligning. We use a spine aligning tool and we mark the weak point of every shaft. That way we can fletch to the first dynamic bend or the weak part of the spine and make sure you get a arrow that from arrow to arrow to arrow reacts the very same way when you shoot it. Once all of the arrows are spine aligned, we then fletch. For the Exodus NIS builds, you have really four different options for vanes. We have the Q2I Fusion X2 vane, and you can get this in a 3 fletch or 4 fletch variation. No matter what build, they come in the all-white Exodus branded vane, super clean looking vane. Then we have the ultra high performance Aero Vane 2 in a 3 fletch configuration. This vane is always fletched straight because it uses airfoil technology to spin your shaft rather than using drag. This is a ultra high spin rate, high performance vane that is designed to be used with fixed blade broadheads under 1.25 inches or mechanicals or field points. And then finally, for the folks that want to customize your vanes, we have the AAE Hybrid HP available in 14 different colors, and you can get this in a 3 fletch configuration. This is gonna fly the best with your big fixed blade broadheads. When we fletch your arrows, we're gonna fletch with the cock vane on the spine index for a 3 fletch. On a 4 fletch, we're gonna split the difference at a 90-degree angle. So we're gonna have a vane at 90, 180, 270, 360 with the spine index being right down the middle. You'll see the spine index mark on your arrow with a silver Sharpie marker. That indicates the weak point of the spine, whether you're using a cock vane fletch or a 4 fletch. To ensure all of your arrows are exactly the same, we fletch every single arrow from the same jig to guarantee it's the same tolerance, whether it's a 2.5-degree offset, fletch straight, or left helical. Once your arrows are fletched, it's time to test the nock fit. So we have 2 different nock options. We have the fire nock A-nock or the boning A-nock. Both of these are designed to fit 204 diameter shafts. The difference is in the throat of the nock. The fire nock is designed to fit strings with a center serving of 108 thousandths to 112 thousandths. The boning is designed to fit center servings on your string with a tolerance of 114 thousandths to 120 thousandths. Now the 12th step in this process is to head out to the range, shoot them, and enjoy. But the good news for you is you don't have to know how to do any of this stuff. All you have to do is go to the Exodus Dynamic Tailor-Built Arrow Building System, insert your bow specs, your draw length, your draw weight, your let-off percentage. And then it's up to you. Do you want aluminum or stainless inserts? Do you want fire nock or boning nocks? And what vanes do you want? And I or someone here at the office is gonna go through all 12 of those steps for you. And all you have to do is the last step. Head to the range and enjoy.